Was Orson the one we killed?
No, he's the one I stole the
Orson
vial
is the
from.
demon.
Beard man.
Beard
The sword
demon.
man.
But she said something about somebody lurking around there.
Lurking
Orson
around.
was looking
The
at
demon.
Lord Vorus's mansion.
The demon swordsman.
On the night that we were there?
Not the night you were there, recently.
Recently.
The one who was cutting off pieces of people.
Because remember, I killed a guy who worked for him.
Oh, you guys did tell Ophelia that was a demon, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a demon.
Yeah.
So
I
she
just
says.
I just came out and was like, he's a demon.
Yeah. She's like, be aware. Okay.
Like, he's been hanging out after Vorus was killed?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, he's been sighted around there.
Oh, interesting. So it's not like he was thinking of killing Vorus. It's like...
She's like,
I don't even know why
she like feels I'm like going through that
Do we
phase in like my
remember
crime career
Maybe he's
where
trying
I'm
to
like
think
just
the
like
game.
over getting into too much shit over my head.
Yeah.
Do we remember what his shtick was? Like, was there
Orson?
a thing?
He had a
He's
bottle,
a swordsman.
and there was an artist like drawing something he saw in the bottle, and Marco stole the bottle, and he freaked out, and you saw the hair fly out.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And then Marco got away.
Yeah. But we're talking about the bottle we took, right?
Yeah, and you gave
where
to
I
Ophelia.
got the map in my head now.
Yeah.
Is that what you got out of that?
Yeah, the bottle contained a ghostly map of the city with like points marked on it.
So you have a map of the city with points marked on it?
Yeah, which is very interesting because that theme has repeated because we saw a very similar map
The
in
hair
the office.
coming down or the storm above us?
Yeah. And no, that was something else that I
That was
saw
something
when
else.
I tapped into
And those weren't the same points?
No.
No, the time it came up again was when we were in the Vacant Eye, and Madame Vixen had a map on her table that was very similar. I just don't remember if we saw that it was the same or not.
Did we end up
It
seeing
definitely
that
was
map?
similar,
She
but
was
I can't
talking
remember-
about the seven being angry about the crows. Moving into new territory, I think?
It is something odd. Anyway, so so you guys are moving on to the score. Okay, so we got 4 dice for this engagement roll
4 dice
for the night of the play.
There we go.
Okay.
I never remember what we want for these rolls.
A 4.
Okay.
Do I roll these again?
I don't think.
No, those are close enough.
God damn it, a 4.
It's risky business.
Why was it cocked?
Risky business, baby.
You're better at rolling dice, Will.
Okay, so
Jeez.
what's your point of entry?
Fuck you.
What is the group's
Get
point of
good.
entry?
So this is during the play, right?
Yes.
I am going to attend as myself, as an attendee.
Okay.
I will come in full dress regalia with my newfound bowler hat and cane.
Oh, interesting. I'll make a quick roll here.
Darren! You took a bowler hat from him too?
Ghost cane.
I'm now awesome. I am truly
Okie dokie.
Lord Arkady,
People ranking
inheritor of the
my
Arkady
fucking
fortune and
cane.
name.
Bold and the beautiful.
Reckless.
How what is the cane like? What distinguishing feature does that cane have?
It's a wooden cane with a gold tip at the bottom, and it's got spiral carvings in the wood going up.
Like
There's
people have seen it
so it's
before.
There is no
Distinctive.
one who has not seen Lord Vorus who would not immediately recognize it as his cane.
It's not. I mean, it's not that obvious.
But it's weird that a kid would have a cane.
But it is something where people in the know are going to be like,
This is like the most pimp shit you could do. Right?
Yes.
yes.
You just walk in like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love this idea. It's just
You swagger in there with like a lean.
absurd. and
Get to
ridic-
stepping.
and
What about the rest?
unnecessary,
What about
but
the
I
rest
love
of the
it.
gang? Like, what's the plan here when you're entering and stuff? What's the entry point? All that jazz. Who's going in where?
So-
we should figure this out before we actually do the engagement roll. But whatever.
So
Does that mean we can redo it?
I can't sneak in the window.
I mean, you could. There's no reason you couldn't. You just
I have to break it. Right? I can't.
you can pass through walls.
We just mentioned this.
You can go through walls.
Go ghost.
It makes stealing like trivial.
You guys
like
could
it's
just
not
buy-
even interesting.
But if you don't want to spend your point, you could just buy tickets
You could
and
just buy
sneak off
tickets.
to the bathroom.
No, but like there's a guard up there who I don't
Yeah.
want
No,
to try and deal
because the night of the play, while it's going on and all the attendees are in, you guys who are watching it, you see a number of the crow guards actually heading out, and you see like
I got him to leave.
there's this low ranking like member of the troop who's like yelling at one of the crows as he's leaving, and the crow like turns around and like says something, like gets up in his face and says something cold to him, and the guy's like, oh, and then the crow turns around and walks off with the rest of his buddies.
Oh.
They have absconded for the evening.
Oh.
They've got called back
the
to better
guard-
business.
Oh, strong.
I dropped
So does this mean that the usual
crows
security
have
is
come
even
home
lower
to
than
roost.
usual?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I dropped a die.
We have free reign.
I can't see it from where I am, so it's probably on that side.
All right, so I guess there's no one guarding anything
Get
then.
good, noob.
Yeah.
Gone
Shit.
forever.
Get wrecked. Get
So-
wrecked. You only have 3 dice.
I need to
now,
know where people
forever.
are entering.
Yeah, so if no one's guarding anything, do you want to just go right for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here,
Sure.
let me get the die.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go in all dressed
Dropped
up.
them.
Let's go like we were going to the restroom.
So you guys are buying tickets.
Nick, it's right under your foot.
I'm wearing 2 sets of clothing.
Your other.
Okay.
Oh, that's why I couldn't see it.
One-
It's literally hidden
When
right
I go to
behind
get it, one afterwards.
Okay.
I suggest you both do the same. Wear 2 different sets of clothing, one underneath the other.
That's
Mark-
usually how you do it. You wear a fancy coat, and then you just throw it away when you're escaping, so they don't quite recognize you. I'm gonna have a
I
mask
have to
with
wear a
me
little more
to put
that's
on.
fine.
Marco, you're
I'm just
going.
naked.
Marco, you're going as
I
yourself.
streak.
No one ever chases down a naked man
Yeah.
leaving the theater.
Like you guys don't have disguises.
I'm also
or
all
anything
covered
up,
in
or-
butter.
Come and get me.
Oh wait, who's that guy from Family Guy?
I don't know.
There's a naked oiled up fellow. He shows up once or twice a season.
Oh no, he's the. It's one of the off jokes I do with tranquilizer darts. Anyway,
Yeah.
who? What are you guys disguised as? Are we disguised? What does it look like?
I am
I'm
disguised.
just disguised as a fancy person.
I am disguised as.
Okay. Have you changed your face at all?
I am disguised as Giovanni, the police officer,
Oh. Okay.
Oh my god.
So you're impersonating a blue coat.
with perfect measurements for a well-tailored suit.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh.
I mean, you do have perfect measurements for that.
Perfect measurements. I
Previously
got it.
taken.
I got in there.
Yep.
Didn't he talk about having to do more stuff with his wife or something?
Do you change your face to look like his?
Gotta go.
You
to
do.
I don't know what his wife looks like though.
No,
But you do
I
look
don't
like him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just
cool.
saying it would make sense for him to go to the opera. He's trying to rekindle that suit rekindled the romance in his life. Now he's going to the opera.
Well, what I
Getting
was
some
what I was
sweet
saying,
loving.
are you the wife on the shoulder?
Oh,
That's what I
no.
was asking.
So, anybody else? What do you guys look like? You're in full
Yeah.
bowler hat, cane,
Yep.
strutting your
Okay.
stuff.
Do people wear masks to these
No.
type of things?
No, it is not
This
regular.
is,
to
this
do
is
that.
not a masquerade. It's not that kind of. It's not,
It's just
it's not, it's not,
I
You're
didn't
not
get the memo.
in
I'm
the
It was
just
play.
holding
great that
one of the
Marco
masks.
thinks all fancy affairs are
Marco's like,
masquerades.
the people on the stage are wearing masks. I should wear one
The
too.
performers wear masks.
this is
Marco
not
is such like a
eyes wide shut.
plebeian.
Marco thinks every fancy gathering is
Like
that.
an
Marco's just
orgy.
a country bumpkin.
I'm here for the orgy.
Yeah. I brought my mask and my box of condoms.
The
And I'm all
password,
oiled up.
the password is orgy.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's that?
When does the
Who's that?
orgy
Who's
begin?
that?
Who that?
That's not your pizza. Okay, we're getting derailed.
Okay.
Yes.
No, we're
I-
not.
Are
am
you guys
just-
in disguise?
I will fine, I'll go as your wife.
No, we're not.
I'm
No,
just asking.
No one
Okay.
probably knows you. No one
Okay.
probably knows Giovanni.
But you are split up, right?
Yes,
Okay.
we are
You
split
also
up.
What's
are gonna
everybody's
have a really
look?
beautiful dress.
Light.
Whatever.
One over the other.
Light?
Yeah, it's a
Arthur
reveal.
So-
goes light?
So light
A
is
2-in-1.
indistinguishable.
Yes.
Normal is
People might
upon
know.
My
close
2-in-1.
Okay.
The
Light.
2-in-1 challenge.
Heavy is definitely normal as we might notice. Light is not unless we really frisk you.
Oh yeah, by the way, does that cane automatically count against load then?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm considering it an italicized item for you.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay. Oh
This-
yeah, we're taking load. Well, if I'm wearing a big ass dress, I might as well take a big ass load.
I'm gonna take an.
Things I'd like to rephrase.
Phrasing!
I like that though.
Oh no, I'm surprised we missed phrasing when she said, "Oh, I thought you were gonna do some more stuff with his wife." And I'm like,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Phrasing. I'm taking a normal load.
Okay.
But what were you saying that you
Oh.
liked about that?
No, that you have a nice fancy big dress. That's
Yeah,
what I
because I
like
can
about
hide
that.
stuff underneath.
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah,
You've
so I'll
got
take heavy.
You've got bombs.
It's all underneath.
You,
How that works?
you've got bombs
So-
underneath your dress.
But the
You're
idea...
just like going over
Fine,
really
I'll
slowly.
take-
It's like
I'll
clank,
take-
clank,
I'll take
clank.
normal.
That's my heavy armor under the dress.
Girl, you're the bomb.
Also, it has like features that I can just cut it away if I need to, so I can run around.
Cool. Okay, so
Yeah.
you guys make it into the playhouse. You split up. You're finding your
Yes.
seats. you guys tell me what you're doing when you're gonna go off to steal this thing. But Arthur, we'll deal with you first because you stroll in, cane and bowler hat, that sort of thing.
Because you know what? You can summon ghosts from wherever you're sitting.
So there is a moment in time before
Who's
this play
gonna mess
begins where the best of the best mingle with each other, that sort of thing. People hang out in the lobby before the play starts. You know, it's the schmoozing and dealing part of the evening.
Yes.
Where connections are made.
Yes. And where they don't stop you from drinking champagne when you're 12.
So, while you are standing there drinking your glass of champagne, because drinking age is not a thing in Doskvol.
Oh, okay.
The king makes him look
it probably
old
is.
enough.
They're probably like height matches the counter you can drink.
Yeah.
They just see the king and go,
You're gonna wear some goipe. Have some goipe.
You see, coming through the crowd, this burly looking man wearing this heavy black coat with a long beard, and you realize that it's Orson. So he comes pushing his way through the crowd like he does, kind of normally, and he pauses for a minute and looks around and grumbles to himself. He's got the long hair that goes down, his Rasputin beard that goes down into his coat, and you can tell.
Initially, I would try to casually maneuver away from him.
Well, no, you can tell that he's already noticed you.
Right.
And he's trying to make it look like he hasn't noticed you.
Right.
But he's clearly has.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, but I will also make it seem as though I haven't noticed him, but just kind of casually mingle away from him. Okay. In this kind of casual dance of I just don't want, you're at a party and you don't want to chat with your ex or something like that, and so you're just creating space between you until it becomes obvious that you can't avoid it anymore.
Okay. Is this something where you want to let him, where he's going to catch up with you eventually, or do you want to
If he is aggressively trying to do it, I'm not going to go way out of my way to avoid it, so that I don't want to make it into a scene, right, where I'm oh my gosh, and I flee.
So he pushes, he kind of moves through the crowd, and you play this dancing game for a while, where eventually he corners you near the punch bowl, and he gets right up, he gets next to you and goes, my dear boy. he's got that.
No, I know. It's just hearing you say this.
Pardon me, I haven't had the pleasure of making your acquaintance yet.
Well, I don't think I've met you as well. I'm Lord Arkady of the House Arkady.
I am Orson.
Greeting.
He sticks a hand out.
Is it weirdly awkward? Is it a real hand or is it
tentacle?
You have a tiny child's hand. He has a giant monster.
His thing is hair, right? But he does have a giant monster hand.
So do I get a Donald Trump handshake?
Yes. yeah. Large hands.
Wow.
Look how big my hands are.
That sounds like an Urban Dictionary thing.
Oh yeah, right.
A Donald Trump handshake.
Yeah. So he shakes your hand and he goes, I couldn't help but notice the fabulous outfit you've thrown together for the evening.
Oh, it was just something in my closet.
I hope you don't think me too forward in saying so, but the cane really makes the ensemble.
It does, doesn't it? It's amazing. I only very recently acquired it, and I can't seem to let it leave my side.
I love all of it.
It's so beautiful. Look at this scroll work.
Dude, take a good look.
He peers at it for a second.
Isn't it great?
And says, "It's a good cane, but for someone of your height and stature, it's much too tall."
It is a little bit awkward, but I fully expect to grow into it. Right now, it's kind of like a mini staff, and I bang it on the ground once just to show how further.
He shivers slightly when you do that. Yeah. You see him flinch slightly when you bang it, and he says, I wonder if you might be willing to part with it for a substantial sum.
Oh, my word. I
wouldn't
I appreciate the offer, but I feel like it's almost like a part of me, it's like... No, I could not possibly. It's not like I need any more money.
Marco feels a disturbance in the force.
His beard just kind of
Well, so he bends down towards you, and you see his coat ruffle slightly. And he leans in and says, not even if the price was quite substantial.
Well,
I'm certain we could work something out. It doesn't have to be pure coin we're discussing.
Oh, well, I'm always open to entertaining offers. I mean,
Trade that arcane
Every-
object for another arcane
Yeah,
object.
as I have heard,
Got ghost
every
rings,
man has his
gloves,
price.
hats.
He leans back a bit.
The price is death.
You're of the Arkady family, correct?
I am.
I'm looking for that one drop.
You discovered that when I introduced myself as the Lord Arkady.
The gradient. jewel
He says,
thing.
I have heard the
I showed you.
Arkadies have a vested interest in acquiring rare and lost artifacts.
Yes, that is true. We are connoisseurs, one might say.
I myself am a similar collector. Perhaps if you were willing to part with the cane, you could stop by my domicile one day and make your own selection from my personal top shelf of antiques.
Ooh, you had me at top shelf.
Just make sure.
I would be more than happy to have a look. We shall talk further after the play then.
He narrows his eyes for a minute and says, "Yes, I suppose we'll have to."
Yes. After all, it would be inappropriate to talk too much business prior to the play. This is a time for socializing, to enjoy. These torons are delicious.
Do you have some
You
extra?
have Turham.
You obviously took some from me because it's
No,
candy.
they're on the table.
Oh.
He looks around.
This is the wealthy gathering. We have all the cool stuff.
He looks around, sighs and grumbles, and turns around and lumbers off awkwardly.
Just darn.
Distancing
He didn't
himself
take
from
a
the
Toron. He
conversation.
didn't try the Leviathan blubber.
No, he didn't. There's no. It's blood. They just gave blood. Anyway, okay.
Oh, they don't have blubber? They're not like...
No.
They're very lean.
They are terrifying beasts.
It can be terrifying and
Man,
have blubber.
this
They're more like
weird,
krakens
hairy
than-
old man
Right.
invited
Right.
this 12-year-old to his house to see his magic objects.
Yep.
Yeah, right?
Hmm.
I'll be more than happy to trade you my cane for this demon vault.
Orson is very unaware of the social standards for good reason. Okay.
It turns out, conveniently enough, Arkady is also a little bit not so great at it.
Yeah.
It's like,
So he wanders off. You know this is Orson.
yes.
You know Marco's ties to him.
Yes.
Do you do anything?
Eyes.
Nope.
Okay.
I would talk to Marco afterwards about it. He might want to show up with me.
Cool.
Get 2 items.
So they call
Don't go anywhere
places.
near that dude.
They call places. There's a curtain call. You guys move into the actual playhouse. And how does the night progress? What's the next step? The play starts. People chatting. The house lights go down. Yeah. The curtain pulls apart.
I
Doesn't raise.
A few minutes in, I leave my seat, which was like at the very end of the aisle at the back, and I go upstairs.
Proceed.
Yeah.
What about the rest of the crew? Did you guys have like an established thing here, or what's the plan?
I don't think we established
your
it,
leave.
but
I was
My
planning
way.
on heading up at like this part of the play.
I expect that I can see all of them from
Your box.
the box.
Yeah.
So basically, as soon as I see Marco
I'm in the
move,
opposite side, so you can see.
I bring about my ghost vision to be aware of what's going on, so that if things start to happen, I'll be able to act from where I am without giving away my position.
Like, can you see me like through the walls and everything?
I don't know exactly. No,
I
not
thought the
exactly.
ghost vision is to see like what used to.
Oh, I'm sorry. No,
exist.
no. This ghost mind is basically being aware of supernatural things going on. So
I see.
Okay,
I'm
supernatural
gonna look for disturbances in the force. It will
You
not
would,
be
like,
as good.
go
It's
at the
not like I
same
can see
time.
through walls or things like that. But if things
But
start
you
happening,
would be able to see me
We're sitting
go
next to
to
each
the
other.
ghost veil.
Yeah,
yes,
makes
that I
sense.
could definitely see.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess if he's waiting for Marco's cue, then we're also kind of waiting for Marco's cue, which I think we probably won't
Do
leave.
I have a cue I can even give him?
I mean, the cue is that you stand up and go.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
figure
yeah.
is that we stagger out in a particular order. Of
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
You
I
guys
figure
might
you're
see
going to be
strategic.
probably
We
the one
wouldn't-
who's getting
we
the
wouldn't
thing.
all stand at the same
Sure.
time, and because that'd be kind of
We're
weird.
going to be monitoring the
We're-
situation and
We'll probably wait like
fielding anything that comes your way.
we'll probably wait like 60 seconds after you've stood up and left.
Does that make sense to you? Like, he is the one who physically gets it, we field.
Yeah,
Now,
I like that.
the guards all got drawn away.
Yeah, but we don't know who else is there. There could be actors
Sure.
there.
That's true.
Strauss himself
Sure.
could come.
The crows are not though. Most of the actors are on stage. Strauss is a possibility. He's not actually.
Well, it could
in
be
the
like
play.
stagehands. It could be anyone.
It could be anyone.
Is Strauss in the audience? Because he must have a box
I
of his
figure
own,
he
right?
might just be in the
Oh,
Or
audience.
is he one of those
he'd be
people-
running
or is he
around
the kind of
backstage.
producer who's like in the backstage,
he's
like
usually in backstage.
Okay.
No one who is they don't
But
relax during the
upstairs
show.
isn't backstage.
No. You know because you were back there. They have like a lounge area where the actors relax. So
But who
he's
knows?
probably back there.
He could come back there during
Perhaps.
intermission.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to be back here during intermission. People are milling about.
Time is of the essence.
Yep.
So you guys go on Marco's queue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
You want to like make your way upstairs and everything?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
Going upstairs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So you guys head up to the second floor, and Caelin's in the familiar hallway where she saw it before, and you can see Strauss's office door at the very end of the hall. Most of the other actors' doors are closed and locked. There's no crow guard as before. They couldn't do anything because they left right as the play was about to start.
Mhm.
And you can see that Strauss's office door is actually ajar.
Okay.
I think someone's taken it.
Well, I'm gonna make my way.
What?
Like, why?
Did she take it?
Who? Ophelia? No.
My rifle.
Wait,
What's your face, Kara?
that I'd be so pissed.
That would be stupid though. It's
I've been
worth it to
like
us.
every
and to Skurlock.
every episode. I've just been like, you should like do something and then just pin out.
Well,
her
it makes
and
sense
beat
for
her.
all
I've
the
been-
shit to
Yeah,
hit
I've
the
been
fan at the
interested in
very
trying
end.
to do that, but we. Just
Anyways,
haven't.
do what you do.
I feel
So yeah, I'm gonna go over to the door. Like, do I hear anything inside?
Yeah, so as you creep up to the door, you can hear this like slight rustling of papers and stuff, and like somebody opening a drawer or something and rustling through papers.
So
the Jimmy the
I
Bee
can go into the ghost veil and turn invisible and peek in and see what's up. I don't know if that's worth the stress. And
I mean,
I assume that
you
they're
don't-
looking for the mask, so I don't think I could just.
It's the end of the season, and you also don't have like any.
Oh wait, yeah, I'm reckless. I turn.
What am I thinking?
I turn ghostly
I kicked
and
the door in.
invisible,
Okay,
and
I don't know how that's. I mean, reckless would be like kicking the whatever. I'm just joking. Go ahead.
I'm not
He's not-
stupid.
Right. Yeah,
Reckless is you go into the ghost thing and then you go right up behind it like, boop boop.
No, it's more than
Gotcha.
the reckless part is like using stress for something that I might not even need to use stress for.
Okay.
That's more reckless than I want to be.
Remember, we already
James
know.
does not agree.
We already know that
it's
the
fine.
mask is in his safe. So as long as you're in the ghost field anyway, might as well grab the mask.
So I'm.
So,
So
are
it's
you?
in a safe.
Yeah, it's in the safe. So are you paying? You're paying for invisibility.
Yeah, screw
Okay.
it. I'm gonna pay invisibility and I'm gonna pay for it to last minutes.
Okay, cool. All right, that makes
That's
sense.
4 stress.
All right, so you guys watch. You see Marco just go, like what? You just turn green and you just
I'm
disappear.
invisible.
Yeah, so you just so he just
I
is
become
gone.
completely invisible to
The naked eye.
Arkady.
Yeah. So
oh, really?
Well, you're using your ghost
Right.
vision.
We all have ghost vision.
Oh, you're not. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you.
So you
this
can
was-
see me in the ghost field.
Okay, I thought
Now
it was the
that I'm
kind
in
of
the ghost field.
invisibility that affected people seeing you in the ghost field.
I actually think it is. Honestly, I think that's the idea because when you normally go ghost anyway, you appear to be
you
a
become
ghost.
shadowy.
Yeah, like a ghost would be. But
Yes, but this is invisible rather than shadowy.
Right.
Which means I'm still in the ghost veil. And
But
so I assume anyone who could see me in the ghost veil
Semantics.
could see me anyway.
I would push it further and say whispers
Semantics.
can't see you because it costs another stress.
You're
I would
not a
say that's
ghost.
fair.
I'm not gonna argue.
That's
yeah,
fine.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
The thing is, you're not a ghost, so that's why whispers wouldn't be like,
Okay.
yeah.
I guess.
That actually might set them off.
I don't give off the spooky
Anyway.
vibe.
So yeah, you
Spook dude.
you slip you slip into the ghost field and you head into the you head into the you head
I
into
keep
the thing.
doing this.
You head into the office and
Got it. It's right there.
inside you can see a woman there. The window is open. It's been unlatched and it's open.
It's her.
Yeah!
It's not Kara.
Damn it!
You can see a woman there. It's a dark skinned woman, and she's got this like long braid that goes down and like goes back. She looks to be a Ruvian, actually.
They wear braids.
Do I
too?
recognize her?
Okay.
You guess what her heritage is. Let me check.
I was interested because I said that like
No.
long braid was like a Dagger Isles thing. But
And I can't
that's fine.
communicate what I'm seeing to anyone else.
Yeah, she's not from Dagger Isles. It's not. It doesn't have the same symbolic thing that Dagger Isles people
Alright,
do. Though.
well, I'm just gonna waltz on in and
So she's-
reach in the safe and...
She's there and she's like ruffling through the papers on the desk and looking in drawers for something. So you're gonna just reach into the safe. You like walk by her.
Sure.
Okay.
Reckless.
I gotta use prowl. I expect to be silent.
You're invisible.
That doesn't mean
doesn't mean
silent.
I'm silent.
It's silent.
though.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Invisible
Let's prowl.
but deadly.
Control.
I mean,
control
I may
great.
be an invisible ghost, but an
Aren't you
invisible.
silent by default?
Yeah,
Basically?
that's what
I
I'm
don't
thinking.
know.
Like, here's the thing.
If I'm in the ghost veil,
if
do I
you're
just
rolling-
like fall through the floor?
no,
or,
'cause you
like-
can float.
I can
Right.
float.
Yeah.
So
Because
that's something it doesn't say.
Roll.
It's ghost physics.
It's-
In ghost
it's fine.
physics, there's always like the real world stuff,
It's
and they
supposed-
never address it.
it's not defined because you're supposed to be able to use it to do cool things like this. So it's fine.
Cool
It's
thing.
fine.
Do the cool thing.
You don't have to prep.
Because like the
You don't have to prep.
what's her face, Kitty in the X-Men runs
Yeah.
into all these like real world physics
Shadowcat.
issues.
Yeah.
Where she's just like I can go through things that fall into the center of the earth.
I have seen her get punched through the floor before. That was pretty funny. But if you were to roll prawn out, it'd be controlled great. Which in this case, it makes me think just don't roll because you can make it anyway. So
Nice.
You make.
yeah, I think it's fine. So you creep in there and you can see there's a painting of Strauss up on the wall, and he's standing like really real looking, and like adjusting his tie, and he's standing there. It just looks. The picture paints him a lot younger than he actually is.
You should mess up the painting before you leave.
I
make-
really
I
want.
make-
I want to just
I
slowly
make
go.
him older. I
And
paint.
she'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Except your hand will go right through it.
I
'cause-
paint wrinkles.
No. My hand
onto
comes
the-
out of the ghost veil.
Oh, I see.
Don't you?
Well,
dare.
anyway, you can see it there,
Oh,
and
it's so cool.
the Aruva room is like rustling through the papers, and as you're making your way over to the obvious safe painting, she finally like gets to the bottom drawer and like feels a way around it, and she goes, huh, and like presses something. You hear this soft click,
It's gonna open.
and it clicks, and she like waits for a second, and then a side drawer pops out of the side of the desk where there wasn't one before. It just goes ka-ting, like it's spring loaded. And she goes over to it.
I'm like transfixed by this.
She goes over to it and opens it up, and you can see that there's a tightly rolled tube there, which probably contains like parchment or something. And she smiles, and she grabs it, and then closes the drawer. And,
Has
like,
she
closes the
captured
spring
your
drawer.
heart?
And then she turns around to go back out the window.
I thought she was gonna pull out something interesting. I'm just gonna take this mask.
Okay.
This
Choose
is-
I
or
was
scrolls
like- I
are
was like,
not for the
Diamonds, gold.
Yeah.
No.
Paper.
useless.
So you're just gonna let her go out the window? You're not gonna do anything?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I care.
I just want to check. So she
Fucking that.
she climbs.
She's like stealing some like play manuscript. I don't give a shit.
Is she part of the game?
She climbs out the window, and then as she's,
I
I
as
like
she's
how
moving,
everything's part of the game now when we don't know anything about
Dude,
it.
I want to know.
she reaches above her and pulls the window, begins to pull the window down and moves her hand out as it falls and clicks into place. So there's like a slight bang as the window shuts. And you assume she's climbing down the wall.
I take the mask.
Okay, so you reach your hand in past the painting. You can feel it like melting through the canvas and stuff, and then melting through the metal and steel. And you reach in, you can feel around in here, there's like a number of like documents and such like that. You can feel around, you can feel
Well,
like
I mean, I'm
there's-
just gonna poke my head through and
Oh,
see.
that's fine. Yeah. So you peek your head through. You can see a number of documents, gold bags, that sort of thing. You can see.
I take all the gold bags
Okay,
first.
not bags of gold, not the other way around. Not actual. Never mind.
Bags made of gold.
Wait, they're just like gold colored bags?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, bags full of money, full of
I
slugs.
take all of the bags
Okay.
full of money.
You snatch those, and you also see that
Pocket
over to the corner
all.
of this safe is this fine mask with this like obviously long black and purple tassel that's tied in like a ponytail like thing heading down from it that's wrapped around the
Okay.
mask, and it's stored. You can reach in and grab it. You pull it out.
I grab it last.
So nah, screw it. I'm not gonna pull that out. So you pull your head out with these items, and you just and you emerge. And you want to head back to the group?
Laden with stuff.
Yeah, I don't think I should just wander around.
I've got a big old dress. Come on.
Oh, are you wearing like a place where you can like hide a pot roast in there so you can just put them on?
Under her dress, there's
Honey,
hook.
I can
Yeah.
hold a picnic under my
Honey.
dress. Honey.
No, there's like hooks underneath.
Yeah,
and
no.
you just put
Yeah.
We've
them-
designed this ahead of time so that we can put stuff underneath it.
I have foresight. I will
Because
pull it
no
out
one
if I
would
need to.
dare pull up a lady's skirt.
If you want to do that, that'd be a one stress flashback, and it could work.
I have foresight.
That's not how that works.
Okay, never mind.
You know what?
Foresight
I'm
lets you
a
assist somebody without
ballsy
extra stress.
motherfucker. I'm just gonna go back to my seat.
Damn it.
With your haul?
What? You're gonna go back to your seat?
Yeah, we'll go into the rest of the play. We paid for tickets. I'm not gonna just let.
So
Like, why wouldn't I go back?
so
You
you
would
guys
go to us so we could help carry
Please do
all
that.
the gold.
Well, where are you guys?
We're
They're
right
right
outside
outside
the
the door.
door.
He floats down through
I
the
just
floor.
float down.
Ignore it.
I watched the play from the front row, standing there invisible.
No.
When I see Marco returning to his seat, I go.
No, I come back.
So long,
And I'm
farewell, Avita, saying goodbye.
Yeah, I'll
This is
just
like
leave
Mark-
the Ghost Veil and just be like, here's the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you appear that you
I
have
love,
the mask.
I love how we have no prompt for us to go back.
No, I
Because-
just put the mags of money in the course.
No, but
Yeah,
like
whatever.
if he leaves without us knowing that he left, then we're just standing there waiting
Yeah.
while he gives us no indication that the deed is done.
Well, I
He
thought
gives
I
us
didn't
the
know
stuff.
you guys were just looking right outside the door.
We told you right now.
I thought Nick, by the way, you can pass through walls, don't forget.
I can't.
Yeah.
Dude, did you forget?
I forgot.
Jesus Christ. You sound out of it.
I love that I can just steal I can just like complete our mission with
There was, like,
0
something-
rolls.
There was like something
I didn't
else
know.
we
I didn't know we
twice
could.
this
I didn't
session.
know that when you were
Nick,
in the
the
ghost field
mission's
that you
not
could
o-
interact
the
with the
mission's
physical
not over.
world.
We
I mean,
haven't
your
left.
spider took care of the trouble, and then you guys went
Leaving
in.
is trivial.
No, I just didn't
I
know
can
that
walk through
that power
walls.
worked that way. I thought like he couldn't touch things in the real world.
I
and
was
so-
gonna pull that, but
Gotcha.
he touched the
Gotcha.
bottle earlier this season. He pulled the bottle out while he
okay.
was in the ghost field, so there's already preference for it.
Okay.
Maybe it can only be like small objects.
For what?
I thought it
Oh,
was
yeah,
because the
grabbing-
object
Like
was
poltergeisty,
magical.
like,
That
stuff.
Then
had
just
the
float.
resonance there, so.
Then
okay.
just float out and just leave.
I was surprised that worked
God damn it.
when I took the vial
Okay.
as well. Like I was
Anyways,
expecting to like have to smash a
shall we
window to
leave?
tear it through.
I feel like now we have
We
this
have an
thing
awareness
where
that he's
you should
done.
Well, he gave
solo
us the
all the
shit.
operations.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, like
we
maybe.
Yeah, you gave us the shit, right?
Yes, I'll give you the stuff.
Let's see.
Yeah, we're leaving.
Okay, so you guys are heading out of the theater.
Yeah. Well, I'll
Where do you
watch
go-
the rest of the play.
Where do you hide the mask and the gold,
The gold is in my
or the slugs? Not gold.
bodice.
Okay, so you tuck it in there.
I do not have a large chest.
I have
May-
the mask
may-
in
now.
my mask
may-
I
bag.
do now, and it's
So,
jangly.
May I assert an RP thing?
You've already got
Do you
jangly
have
things on the outside.
what type of load did you have when you started?
Light.
Because I was wondering, based on what we know about Marco, why would you hand over the gold if
Good
you
point.
didn't have to?
Okay,
I don't have.
I feel like you would hand over the
mask.
mask
Give
and
me
you
the
would
mask.
keep the gold.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even tell you guys. I
Fine,
got
I
Yeah.
tucked the mask in.
Okay,
Because I think appropriately,
Okay.
Marco would
Yeah.
just that's
the,
just a
the
bonus.
mask is group gold.
Yeah.
cool.
Group gold.
Yeah. That makes much more sense.
I would recommend
Good
you
call.
leave, Marco.
Dries and bleeds.
Drives in beliefs.
Okay.
I say that to you. I say, I
Gotta get
would,
that role playing speed.
I would advise you to leave.
Yeah, get that XP right before we,
We have what we
adjourn
need.
for
You
the rest
have
of the
what you
season.
want. It would be much better for us as a group.
Are
if
we?
weren't
Are,
taught.
like I haven't seen this play before.
I
wanna
love that
see
this
how
is
it
the argument
ends.
you guys are having.
You
up
have
in the
seen this
hallway.
play before. We were here yesterday.
Damn, I'm just enjoying this play.
It is the exact
But
same.
I fell
play.
asleep yesterday.
Don't.
Oh, that was so perfect. It's like-
I want to catch
I
you
reach
I'm
out-
so
I
curious what
reach-
happened in this.
I reach out to strangle you.
Arthur, do you tell Marco about Orson?
Are you gonna make a scene?
No.
Well, I haven't
just
had a chance
watched
to.
the play.
Well, okay, whatever.
No, because I'm just sitting in the butt. Unless he comes up to chat with me.
Frustrated.
He doesn't
you're
have the
still in the
mask. It
box.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
if he's
Oh, I thought you were in the
Yeah,
hallway.
I
Sorry.
don't
No, no,
have
no, no, no.
Okay,
I'm-
okay.
Yes,
yeah.
it does. People can know who he is and know that they were in. He was in there and took that out of there, and then they'll know the mask is gone.
But that's on him because he's the only one that gets caught out of the group.
I don't trust him not to.
Do you think
squeal.
I would ever get caught? I've never been caught, except by you, for some reason. That was before I could go ghost.
There's
though.
a crow that comes out of the bathroom and says, "Psst, we're not supposed to be here, but if you guys could keep it down, we'll draw the attention of the other guards."
Fine.
We're
I-
having a turf war.
Well, amongst ourselves.
Please mind your manners.
No.
I
He
throw my
flushes
hands
the
up.
toilet. Wait, have you guys
It's
seen
time to
Spider-Man
go.
Homecoming
Let's
yet?
go.
No,
We can't
not
afford to have an
There's a
argument.
bathroom
So we
scene.
leave.
This is just
So Marco's going back to watch the rest of the play.
I'm gonna go back and watch the rest of the play.
You guys are leaving.
We are leaving.
So Arthur,
Wait.
from your
Wait,
What?
would it be weird to leave before the play's done?
Not if
We should.
I think it
leave
looks
the-
more
you can leave the
suspicious for
theater
you
at-
guys than it
you
does
can
for
leave
me.
the theater at any time.
You, as a person who has
It's just-
gone to big events and has some knowledge of like how these things go, if you leave through the front door, make sure you could be loudly heard saying, "What a piece of drivel! That was terrible! I'm so glad we're getting out of here. No stars!"
But in cop language, so they don't suspect a thing.
Oh yeah.
This play made no sense.
Okay, we leave.
There was no stabbing.
Okay, we leave.
So Arthur,
Fighting.
you see Marco return back
Okay.
into the playhouse and sit down, but you don't see Caelin and Ptolemy, Coyote come back.
I'm so curious. I make it as soon as I notice this. As soon as intermission starts, I'm going to find a way to get in touch with Marco to find out what happened.
Sure,
Because I mostly think everything's fine because Marco seems like he's all right. But there's a little bit suspicious, and there's a small sliver in the corner of my mind that thinks it's possible Marco slit their throats.
So as you two are heading out of the theater together, you have the mask tucked into your dress, right?
Into my body.
Into your bodice. You guys are heading out, and
It's just like Naruto, little mask shape just punching out.
and
That's in the top part.
Ooh, so you have like one breast and one face breast.
Yes.
that's a very. The mask goes over it. Never mind. Whatever.
Oh no, it's got a shape, right?
Yeah. But
It should be under
Never
the
mind.
dress.
I would
Shouldn't
think
be
it would be like
Fine, it's under
like
the
two, like
dress.
double boob face instead of just one boob face.
You're discussing boob
No, but she
faces
says
I know.
on
puts
TV.
it in
This is dumb.
there. It's like it's gonna be like really
This is
awkward. It's
dumb.
gonna say,
Wow,
"Wow, that's like
guys.
an inch."
We've reached a new high.
If
This is really dumb.
if you are wearing a tight bodice and you suck in your breath, it will separate from your chest.
Ryan, just don't hide
Yeah.
it in your
But
bodice.
We'll hide it. We'll hide it underneath the skirt.
Okay.
Everyone I've ever talked to who's worn a bodice has basically said that there's
no
that
room
it's
in
already
there.
uncomfortable enough that if you
It
sucked in
is.
your chest and you
Mhm.
kept it that way,
It
you'd be
is.
unconscious in 30 seconds.
Okay,
So
Put it under the dress.
talk
okay?
about this great moment when we leave.
you guys are on your way out, and Tommy,
I know.
you're like looking around, you're like looking back in Caelin, making sure they're following, and then you hear somebody call out, "Giovanni, you old so and so. How's the wife?" And he like comes walking up, and Caelin, you notice striding through the doors to the opera house is Jaren.
Is who?
I look different though.
And you're
Yeah,
You
my
also-
hair is a lot longer.
That's right.
And if she's not your wife,
I actually have it back
a scandal.
Wait,
Except-
your
except
wife,
everyone's
your
all
wife
corrupt
isn't
in
from the
the- in the
Dagger
blue.
Isles.
yep.
A scandalo.
He's just like, can't you see I'm with my mistress? Come
Uh-huh.
on.
So Jaren starts walking
She
up
doesn't
to
know
you,
about the wife.
Giovanni. So what does Jaren look like?
Oh
His
my
name
God.
is Jaren St. Clair,
Okay.
and he is
Oh my God.
he is probably in his mid-40s. He is a tall person. He is in shape, but he doesn't look that muscular. Probably a person who relies more on other people doing work for him, but still able to do things clearly if he needs to.
Right.
He is kind of like a politician would smile
Cool.
in a way.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Blonde, blue-eyed, just smiles like a politician.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
So Bill Clinton.
he flashes a smile. He's alone.
He cannot play saxophone.
He doesn't have anybody with him, and he walks up to you, Giovanni, and says, "It's good to see ya."
I pull up my fan.
Yeah, it's like I haven't been in contact with you since you got transferred over to the night market unit.
Okay, you have to remind me.
By the way, you have no idea that our connection.
Remind me, what was Giovanni's voice kind of like?
I didn't.
Anyway,
know this.
I'm just gonna talk, and it's gonna be the
He's
same.
played
Yeah.
by Joe Pesci.
I did talk to him.
Yeah.
So,
No, I'm
I have
not gonna-
I have my arm linked with yours, and you can feel I'm just cutting the circulation off of your arm.
Okay, so-
it is slowly going numb.
Remind me, I haven't. So, you just said that he hasn't seen him since
He
I
got transferred over to the night market squad because Giovanni used to be somewhere else, and he got transferred to the Blue Coat division of the night market, where Havelock's was, or is still.
So he's asking me, how's it been since?
Yeah, how's it been since your transfer?
Oh man, some crazy stuff's been going on.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah, we've been following this. Have you ever heard of Havelocks?
And he stops for a second and smiles and goes, "I have."
Yeah, that
Lots of chatter going around the office about that. And he looks over to to Caelin, saying next to him, goes, "Oh, hello there." And he looks at you questioningly, like, "This isn't your wife." And then
have you not? This is my niece. My niece, Jillian. Jillian, say hi.
And he Aaron like holds his hand out.
I don't give him my hand. I do a slow curtsy. I'm very shy.
Jillian's a bit shy. Sorry.
I can see that. It's all right, dear. I know that Doskvol is a lot like the Dagger Isles, but you'll get used to it eventually.
She's a niece by marriage.
He's assuming based on her skin color, not based on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm clearly copper skin.
Yeah. And he's making assumptions there because you could be from a number of places. But he says, "I didn't realize that you had ties."
Oh, it's on the wife's side.
I see. And he like pauses for a second because you can tell his mind's like worrying. He's like, "I don't think that Giovanni's wife was copper skinned." But then
it could be an
distance.
He pushes the thought away, and he says, "Yeah, Havelock's interesting place, isn't it?"
Yeah, I heard this Ptolemy Havelock bastard. He's connected to this Vorus murder.
And Giovanni like gets taken aback a bit and goes, "Oh, I see. So they're talking about that over there at the station. Yeah, it's a mess. Throat torn out in the midst of his own home. Why?" He pauses for a second, says, "Why do you think that the owner of Havelock's is connected?"
I mean, from based off of what we've gotten, we've heard about, Lord Vorus was pressing him for all sorts of different reasons, and then there was some sort of complication. But what I know is that
his eyes start to drift over to you, Caelin, and you notice that he's like kind of like narrowing his eyes a bit, and his head turns like he's not paying full attention to Giovanni, and he's like, "Wait a minute."
I am wearing a lot of makeup.
Yeah, but he's like, "Wait a minute, don't I know?"
I've learned
I'm eyeing his gun.
Yeah.
I remember the gun.
We're on the lookout for him because he's been missing. And I mean, what a coincidence to be missing at the same exact time that this has gone down.
He like chuckles for a second. He says, "To be honest, the spirit wardens are looking for him too."
Yeah, I hope they find him.
Apparently they got some business with him. Although, I wouldn't worry about that. He won't be a problem much longer.
Oh yeah? Do you know something?
We're closing in.
Well, that's good. Good to hear. Well, we were making our exit because we thought this play was going to be a lot better than it was. So, it was really good to see you, man.
It's been a pleasure seeing you too, Giovanni. You call her your niece, right?
Yeah.
Did you get a name?
Jillian.
Sorry, Jillian. Right.
Jillian.
Sorry, I'm not paying attention. She goes, and Jaren turns to you and says, "Do try to get rid of some of that shyness, dearie. A woman is so much more attractive when she's sociable."
Oh! You know how to get to me.
Lay it on thick.
He did already race identify you earlier anyway, so
Oh, goodness.
it's already happened.
Oh,
No, but James knows that bothers me.
Oh, God.
He's never one to misogyny.
Oh, man. That's... That... Okay.
Okay,
And on that...
continuing.
On that note...
I barely hold myself together and I start just pulling you along.
On that
So-
note, we're going
Okay.
to head out.
Nope.
So he says, someone's more attractive when they're sociable. And he says, "So I do understand your regressions. What am I trying to say?
You're trying to say something.
I do understand.
sketch.
Reservations?
Yes, thank you. I do understand your reservations." He smiles a bit and says, "We do all have masks that we wear." And then he walks off.
We get to step.
As he leaves, I just drop your arm and I basically start like running. Like, as soon as he is out of sight, I just start running.
Okay.
No, I rip the shoes off and I throw them,
Whoa, Cinderella style.
and I cut a slit in it and I just book it.
I'm gonna pick those up later and be like,
All right.
their slipper, their shoes.
Dude, it's fucking traumatic.
Yeah. That's fine.
I can't keep up with it. I try. I'm
Like,
just,
what the fuck is
I'm
that?
just, I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm just
Caelin,
gonna.
what?
head in the direction that she's already running at.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's got the mask, so no need for me to run.
Cool.
Actually, I'm gonna like duck around a corner, and I'm gonna.
Well, we gotta get to our.
But I'm gonna fling off this disguise.
That's smart.
So I duck around a corner. I swap out of this suit that I'm wearing into my my regular stealthy stuff, and then I head out.
Okay. So, James, this Arkady box in the theater, is it a private box?
Yeah, all the families have one of their own.
So there's nobody else sitting up in the box with you?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh.
So
they're closing in on me.
Intermission for the play kind of rolls around a bit, and you're about to get up from your seat.
Yeah.
When you hear this like rustle behind you, and before you can turn around, you feel this cold steel press up against the back of your neck.
Oh darn! Because I was gonna say I've seen Lincoln.
This
so
is
as soon as I hear
Lincoln.
anything, it's like there's a leap out of the box.
You're about to get Lincolned.
So you hear this. You see this large hand set down on your shoulder, and it says, "It would be very unfortunate if you were to move right now." And it's Orison's voice.
You know it's intermission, sir. It's highly inappropriate to assassinate except during the scene with the barber.
Hand me the cane, and don't make any sudden moves. And maybe I won't eat you.
Eat me?
I mean,
type
kill
of-
you.
That's better.
You can't take that back.
I mean, we are, after all, gentlemen here. How much do I know about, like, the actual situation? Like, do I know that he's in a position where I really can't move at all?
He's a demon, and demons are very bad. It's a terrifying situation.
Alright, so, how much have I discovered about the cane's abilities?
You know it protects you from possession. You don't know exactly how that works. You
Okay.
also know that it controls this dog, this
Right.
ghost dog.
Alright.
Dude,
So,
ghost dog
two things.
right now.
You also remember
that he shuddered a bit when
yeah,
I
okay, good, cool.
So, I am going to...
Slam that shit on the ground.
Actions are like one at a time, right? I can't like simultaneously call the dog to sick him and use the cane's power at the same time, can I?
What would you mean? You mean like slam it on the ground to like make him shiver?
And then sick him. Like,
So first off, I should
Marley.
point out that as a whisper, you're not entirely convinced that slamming the cane would have the desired effect you want.
Right.
It may be that he just was a little repulsed by it, but
Yeah.
maybe able to overcome that if necessary.
right.
Um,
I'm just hoping for like that thing where, you know,
Bob
in
Marley.
situations like this, even a moment's hesitation can be life or death.
Right.
So,
it's fine. I would say to act here, you're going to have to make a resistance roll,
Right.
because of how quick he's going to be.
yep.
So if you make that resistance roll, you can then roll. If you want to do multiple actions, it just puts you in a worse position.
Sure. Okay. I am going to. So this is I'm desperate because he's going to try to kill me.
Yep.
And
I feel bad
I
now.
believe that he will actually try to
We
eat me
believe
because
it.
I've heard Marco's stories.
Yeah.
And did the intermission
So-
just start? So
It
like
just
people
began.
are still milling
so
around.
people are
that-
finally out, which actually I wanted to point out.
Yeah.
So Marco, you're sitting down in the theater,
I am.
and you're about to get up to go, out for intermission, or you're just looking around, and you look up and you see Orson standing there
see
in
the
Arthur's
shit.
box, and he's like right behind
I
with his hand on
sprint up
Arthur's
there.
shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay, you start heading up.
All right. So I'm
is
going.
like-
Oh shit, oh
like
shit,
all of our
oh
missions
shit.
are like, oh
Oh
shit, Arthur's
shit, oh
here.
shit.
So the
Oh,
first thing
shit.
is, do I have the presence of mind to look down to see that Marco has seen me, so that if I buy myself time instead of acting rationally, he might get here in time?
Yes,
Okay.
but that would also be a roll.
Yeah.
Because
Okay. You know what? It's more reckless to actually be afraid, and also I think realistically, that's too many layers of thought in a situation like this. So I will see Marco's coming. I realize they're maybe back up, but it may not get back up here long enough. And I've already tried to hold him off by saying, hey, you're not being a gentleman here. So I will channel. I don't know exactly how this works, but if there's an ability that is channeling your force into an object or through an object to use it, like I guess it's a tuning,
Yeah.
then I will just slam the cane using as much force as possible as if I were fighting off like 100 ghosts, and then yelling for the dog in like mind language or whatever to like just kill this guy, and then I will leap out of the box to the stage below.
Oh man.
Okay, so
If
first of
only-
all, make your resistance roll so you can act.
If I was
Alright.
there, I would have been able to
you
talk
can
to
use
the dog.
resolve or prowess, your choice.
All right, it will be the same.
I would have
There's
been
a
like,
dog there? Oh god.
I would have been like, "Yo, dog, you're the man now."
This is
dog."
the one where I roll 1 die for each series of dots.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
You're gonna take 6 stress minus the highest dice.
All right. Here we go.
Nope, that's 2, 2, 3.
3.
So
Sorry,
3
for 3 stress.
Okay, so you take 3.
You're the man now, dog.
I was like,
I keep forgetting
James have a
that.
wet erase.
I know that'd be amazing.
That would be cool, yeah.
Yeah, I would probably have done it if it wasn't for the fact that the papers don't stay in the same place.
Nah, yeah.
It's super.
Yeah, it'd be
annoying.
even slipperier.
So okay, so you want let's deal with slamming the cane and calling the dog first.
Okay.
So attune, it's gonna be desperate with limited standard effect.
All right.
It's a dog. Ooh, or is it? No, this is gonna be limited.
All right.
It's gonna be limited effect. You want to push yourself or anything? Or?
No.
Okay.
That's a 5.
You get a 5. So it's desperate. Okay.
Yep.
So you bring the cane up and slam it down,
Yep.
just boom, and he sees you doing this. Like he notices, and you feel the click as he pulls the trigger to the gun.
Oh, it's a gun. For some reason, I thought it was a knife.
I mean, no, it's
Right.
like the cold steel. You feel the click as he pulls the trigger as he like pulls the trigger to the gun slightly. You feel him, and then you can tell that he decides against doing that.
Oh.
And the steel is suddenly off your neck, and he brings his coat out to like engulf you. in it.
Oh no! I've heard Marco's story. This is worse than being shot in the neck.
And you see all this like hair like reaching out for you, and
Oh, gross! This is not my type.
then a couple of the tendrils like reach out and stab right through your arm. Like you're looking at your arm with the cane and it's there, and then suddenly it's just like and they're through your arm like knives. So you're gonna take level 3 harm, stabs through the arm.
Okay.
Even when he's not being
I'm gonna make a
reckless, he
resistance
takes the
roll
most
using
damage.
prowess
Was
to
it
try
death?
to dodge some of it.
Oh, okay, sweet.
While he's making this resistance
Oh
roll,
man.
I have a drive that I feel like I left maybe a bit too prematurely.
Okay.
So now that I've thrown off my disguise, I can't go back inside, but I want to go back to the location of the opera house and just be like on the exterior.
Okay. Cool. You're there. All right.
All right,
Let's see what you're doing.
So if some stuff spills
That's a
out,
5?
to
Okay,
the
so 1
outside,
stress and it reduces it to level 2 harm
I'll
instead.
be able to.
All right.
Did you want to
Stuff.
spend armor or anything? Actually, no. This will ignore
I'm
armor,
making
so
my
there's
way
no point.
back
Yeah.
to the
So level 2 harm, and it's
Uh,
called.
just
stab
to
through the
help
arm.
out if I need
Okay.
to help out. Cool. But I can't go back inside.
So you
Unless
dodge
I
it like
sneak
it like
in.
takes off chunks of your arm
I
instead
should
of
go
going,
back, but I don't
instead of
think
going
I
right
can.
through it.
All right.
No,
And
you've got the mask. You should just
then
chill.
the dog
Unless
you
you
see
want
it
to
in the
come
ghost field. It's invisible to other people, but you see
I
it in the ghost
can't,
field. It like
'cause he's
lunges
there.
out and latches onto Orison's
I'm not
arm.
with
Yep.
you,
Appears out of
it's
nowhere,
dangerous.
and he looks down at it as if it's just annoying him, and he pulls his coat away from you for a second, and like goes, "Argh," and like holds it up and groans, and you can hear him groaning. You can see like his coat like wriggling and moving a
Right.
bit, and he brings his palm back and he bashes the dog on the face. But
Right.
there's a moment where he's distracted.
Okay.
So you want to
yeah.
leap out of the box?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how it was a wolf,
Yeah, it's a wolf.
and
It's a wolf.
We've
It's still a wolf.
We've switched it over to a dog.
It's still a
It's
wolf.
it's a dog. It's a wolf that acts.
So,
like a dog.
what are you using to leap out of the box?
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. It's like my body. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Sorry, I misunderstood the question.
Use his hair, Rapunzel.
Finesse would usually be what I would say.
He's distracted, huh?
For a moment, yeah. Enough time for you to dive out of the box.
Okay, yeah. I guess it's gonna be finesse.
Out
Okay.
of the box.
It's going to be
Out of
desperate
box.
and
Okay.
And standard effect.
Yep. All right. And
Yeah, I remember that show too.
Yeah.
Oh man, that takes me back.
all right. And it's
think I
cost
may have
2
seen
stress
it
to add a die.
Yep. Push yourself for extra dice. Push yourself for increased effect.
I feel lucky. I'm just gonna roll 1 die.
Okay.
What a 4. 3.
Oh,
Oh no! I trip over the ledge.
Yeah. Let's see. So you don't do what you want to do. So
Yeah.
you're about to like lunge out, and Orison moves faster than you expected.
Yep.
He like slams the dog off of his arm, like just boom right in the nose, and the dog like falls back and whines. The wolf like whines, and then he reaches out and grabs you by the scruff of the collar before you're over the thing. Marco, if you want to, you just come up right and you're in the box, and you see.
I am in the box.
Yeah, if you want to be. I don't know if you have another plan or something, but you can get there in time to see Arthur being held basically there by Orison. Like, it's still high up, and he's holding him. He's not holding him off the ground, but he's holding him slightly so people from down there will just see a tall man with like his hand on a boy's collar, but he's actually just grabbing onto your shirt.
Yeah.
Your like actual shoulder, like very tight.
My plan is to stab the back.
Stickity stab you in the back.
Cool. Give me. I think he's sufficiently distracted enough where you can just go for that. So it's going to be desperate with limited effect. Actually,
Desperate.
it's probably desperate with
The one
zero
on the
effect
right.
because it's a demon.
I'm a
But
demon.
Arthur's distracted it with the dog, so desperate limited. So you can push yourself for higher effect.
I'm gonna push myself for higher
can
effect.
push yourself for an extra
I get
dice.
a desperate point though.
Okay.
I'm in 4 for prowl already with the sneak attack. So.
Yeah. Oh, it's a sneak attack. Yeah. So yeah, desperate limited definitely makes sense. Okay.
And I'm gonna push for effect.
Did you make sure you marked your desperate?
I just did. And yeah, stress for effect. And I guess there's no real feat of athletics to perform here with my feet.
It depends. You could push the result of this skirmish a bit and say you grab Arthur in the process.
Oh, man, that's awful.
Dude, it's a feat of athletic prowess. Like, this
Yeah.
is something where you can be like, stab, we're going over the balcony, kid.
It's me.
Ooh,
yeah.
yeah. That'd be
So my
amazing.
feat of prowess is to
Cheese
stab
and salsa
him,
fries.
and then he turns around and I'm already behind him, like leaping over the balcony.
Okay, let's see it.
All right.
It's like the worst thing ever.
All fives.
Oh,
4
look
fives.
at that. That should get a bonus.
No. No.
Yahtzee!
Mini
Five-
crits get no
5 by
bonuses.
5.
I'm gonna say that
Getting tortured with this.
I
Nice.
have. Am I interrupting anything at the
Hey,
moment?
give me.
Okay,
well,
sure.
what are you saying that you're doing?
I'm saying it doesn't really matter. I'm just like saying like at this point I have kind of like calmed down and I've like realized that like I've just completely like abandoned people,
Okay.
and so I
I do
changed.
that all the time.
Yeah, but Caelin's. Are you going back,
Caelin has a conscience or something?
or are you too scared?
If you go back, then there's that whole Jaren thing. That's weird.
I don't want to go back in the building, but I want to be around the outside of it.
So, dealing with Marco. So, Marco, you get in there and you just stab your knife into the back of this demon. And Orison whirls around, and as he does so, he turns Arthur to face you because your foot gets like dragged across the top of the seats. And you just lunge out and grab Arthur out of his grip, and you guys are about to go over the balcony. And you can tell Orison, you got a 5, so it's, partial. So Orison sees you, and you can see this, like, furious rage.
He remembers you.
Just boil, and he's like,
He takes everything away from you.
he's like, you! And he throws his hand out like this in a chopping motion, and as you're going over the balcony, he reaches out and cuts your right hand off.
Oh!
You gotta resist this.
Resist.
Unless you want...
I will resist this.
Okay.
You know what?
What kind-
Skywalker hand?
That's a trauma.
No, it's not trauma, it's level 3 harm.
So, to resist,
You roll prowess in this
Resist
case.
your
You
hand
take-
being removed.
You take 6 stress minus the highest dice.
Yeah.
Right. So rolling prowess means that
The
the
three,
number of
yeah.
first hits.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, God.
There's a 6.
Yeah!
So,
Brilliant.
Yeah.
You
I'm
keep
gonna-
your
He
hand.
goes to chop my hand, and I like pull it like into my sleeve.
like-
Yeah.
And you slap
Oh,
his
yes.
hand. You slap his hand.
I pull it into my sleeve, and then with my other hand, I'm like, peace.
you're still gonna take some harm though because
It's
this
like the
reduces
Matrix.
effect. So he doesn't cut your hand off, but you like pull it out of the way just in time for him to like take a chunk out of your thumb part here.
Okay.
So like like that.
You lose like the
So,
tip of it.
Level 2
Just
harm.
the tip.
Partially cut hand, right? So you're like bleeding. You can see it like running down your hand, and you and Arthur go over the balcony.
So you scream too, probably.
yeah, you
Going
do
over
so.
the balcony with a child, bleeding
do you
all
wanna
over the
scream?
stage.
No.
No?
I'm a
He's a
professional.
professional second story man. He's not gonna scream.
So this is a grunt. This is like a.
Yeah.
You don't
Okay.
want everyone in the audience to like know that shit's going down.
Oh, they're
just-
gonna know in a sec.
Well, yeah, they're gonna fall on the stage.
So
I mean, if they scream,
Are we
then-
going over the ledge?
Yeah, you
Is
go-
there a ghost nearby?
you could be like,
Yeah.
this man attacked this boy.
I need to compel a ghost to come and
There's
break
also
our
the
fall.
wolf. There's also the wolf still. So you don't have to worry about breaking your fall. Marco's athletic ability carries through.
Oh,
He'll
really?
land
Okay.
Safely.
Yeah.
Alright.
And so we land safely, and there's lots of people, right?
Yeah. So as you hit, there's like a gasp that goes up, and some of the people who were leaving for
They
intermission
see
turn
that I'm
around.
like bleeding.
Yeah, they
I
see.
Profusely.
point up and say, "Assassin!"
Yeah. So like their hands like turn up, and there's nobody there.
Do they think it's part of the play now?
and they're like they look at you curiously, and they can see your hands.
And I just
bleeding.
walk.
And
We just walk out.
They go. Somebody shouts out, "Call the blue coats! Somebody call the blue coats!" And
Yeah.
Jaren like comes out of the crowd and goes, "I'm an officer."
Oh no!
And here's your moment to get your
It's like-
revenge.
I'm not even there.
And as soon as someone says officer, I'm going to turn towards him and says, "Quickly! I am Lord Arkady of the House Arkady! Someone tried to kill me!"
So you point up at the
Yeah.
box, and Jaren nods for a second, draws out his pistol, and charges off
Yes.
up to the thing.
Get out of there.
Yes, he wouldn't know. Yes, he charges up to the box.